that black boy over there running scared. His old man in a bottle. He done quit his 9 to 5. He drank full time and now he's living in a bottle. See that black boy over there running scared. His old man got a problem, and it's a bad one. He ain't done pawned off damn near everything. His old woman waiting paying for bottom. And don't you think it's a crime when time after time after time people in the bottom, there's people living in the bottom. Listen to me, see that sister, her show was fine. She started thinking wine.
Hey, welcome to The Reality Check with Charles Butler. We are starting the show off with a little Gil Scott-Heron. You know, it gets me riled up, gets me in the mood to come and deliver it. Makes me think about times when you could state your mind, you could say things and not be censored. You could, it's okay to say Merry Christmas. Now it's, oh my God, you're offending. I don't play those games. I don't care about the offense. Having been called the names that I've been called in my lifetime, I could care less about what someone else decides they're going to stand up and do. All this social justice BS is just that, BS, liberal BS. And let me say this about liberals, for you stupid black people out there who really think you're liberal or that liberals somehow support you and your causes. Liberals are the people and moderate Democrats are the people with their foot on your damn neck, with your stupid self. They're the ones who miseducate your children. Most teachers are what? Democrat. They belong to what? Teachers unions. So why are teachers unions miseducating your children? When did black children become dumber than white children? We have schools today, and I'm not going to get off on this tangent because there are other things that we need to deal with. But it just makes me so angry when I hear black folks say, I'm a Democrat, because that means they don't know a damn thing about their history. They don't know a damn thing about what's happening to them today. They know nothing about who they are, how they've been oppressed and repressed, and continue to this day to be oppressed and repressed and miseducated. Dummies. Okay, so now that I've got that off my chest, the opening monologue, President Trump has come out and said that, he's not going to attend the inaugural. And, I could care less if he attended or he doesn't attend at this point. We know that the election was stolen. There's evidence that the election was stolen. But this is what I don't get. This is the difference between young people and older people. If his attorneys, Sid Powell, Rudy Giuliani, had young folks around them who was feeding so-called evidence to the mainstream media instead of trying to play like attorneys. Well, we're going to keep our evidence to ourselves until we present it to the court. Hello, you see what that got you, right? They don't get it. They're playing by a set of rules that may work in a civil case, may work in a criminal case. We're talking politics. We're talking public opinion. What is wrong with that picture? What is wrong with them? What's wrong with our Republican brothers and sisters? They just don't get it. They don't get that. I hope I turned on the sound. There we go. Hope you guys hear me. So they just don't get that we, the people, are pissed. And it's not only Republicans. It's Republicans, Democrats. Everybody's pissed. And rightfully so. There's no question that we should be pissed about the election, the stealing of the election. The thing that really bothers me more than anything else is the constant lying, of the mainstream media saying there's no evidence. It's baseless claims. Bullshit. See, these people are taking a page right out of Saul Alinsky's book. And where did Saul Alinsky get his book from? He claims Joseph Goebbels, the propagandist of the Nazi Party. And where did Joseph Goebbels claim he got his propaganda knowledge from, and who was his mentor? He said Woodrow Wilson, President of the United States. It's amazing how my phone starts to ring when I'm on the air. I'm going to cut this ringer off here. And let's see here. Sound. Here we go. We'll go to vibrate. Maybe that'll help us out a little bit. But anyway, these are the things that really tick me off. They say, "Oh, these claims are baseless. Oh my God, they're the people who crashed the Capitol. They're anarchists." And no, the real anarchists, in my opinion, they broke a few windows at the Capitol. But I don't believe for one iota that those were Trump supporters. They walk like Antifa. They act like Antifa. They spoke like Antifa. They were Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Antifa and Black Lives Matter, folks. Those were the people who crashed into the Capitol and ran through the Capitol and occupied the Capitol. Those weren't older white people. Those weren't old people. Those were young Black Lives Matter, Antifa-like folks. Mark my words. I said it here. January 8th, 2021. Oh, you know what? I forgot to share this. I'm sorry. I need to share this with Facebook, and I need to share this with Twitter. So I'm going to say right now, Charles Butler is going on the record that the people who broke into the Capitol, and there's a young man, the people who broke into the Capitol. Let's see, people, I'm making a note here. People who, okay, let me go. My thing just, who stormed the Capitol were Antifa and BLM. They walk like them, talk like them, and moved like them. So it's a duck. How about that? That's what I think. And I bet you $1 to a donut, my dollar, your donut, that I'm right. I bet you $1 donut, I'm right. These people are Antifa and Black Lives Matter folks. In fact, one young man has already admitted that he's Black Lives Matter guy. That I'm a Black Lives Matter guy, and yeah, I did it. Yeah, I certainly was there and stormed the Capitol, and I was just there for information. Well, why'd you storm the Capitol, dude? You're breaking the law. You're being anti-American. You stormed the Capitol, and he's very proud of it. I hope they lock his butt up. That's all I can say. Hope they lock his butt up. Hey, these people need to be taught a lesson. So, I'm just saying. I'm here. I'm just saying. So look, let's see. Okay, webcam CEOs out there. Hey, webcam CEO, how you doing? Hey, Roberts. Watches, hey, how you doing? Good to see you guys out there. We got a few more folks out there. They haven't entered the chat room, though, and they can at any time. By the way, you can call me at 215-867-8255. That's 215-867-8255. We have the lines open. It's Freedom Friday. Lines are open. We are in full blast. Now, look, I want to, we only have an hour on Red State, so I want to cut to the chase, and I want to start playing a couple of clips here. First of all, I want to play Donald Trump's concession speech and basically what he had to say. Sad day in America for us. I certainly was rooting for the president. He's the greatest president of our lifetime. And I bet you a year from now, people are going to be clamoring for Donald Trump to come back. Oh, China's running all over us. Oh my God, we're sending jobs back to China. Yeah. Green New Deal, right? You get what you vote for, but when you have mass fraud, and it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. I'm gonna have a woman on my show who's from Italy. And I really hate to say this because
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous.
Because when I say that I'm going to have these people on, my system starts screwing up. It's like my system gets hacked. I get all these gremlins in my system. I can't get on the internet. I can't do this. Like now, my internet is totally jacked. I'm barely keeping up. So I go from like 800 MIPS to like 100 MIPS. You get that? 800 to 100. That's 8 times less. So if you get choppy and buffering in the YouTube, that's what it's about. Okay. And there's nothing I can do about it. I've called RCN, done the whole 9 yards. But this is the president's concession speech. It's about 2.5 minutes, about 2 minutes, 41 seconds. I want you to listen to it, and I'll be right back.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high. But now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Wow. Hell of a speech. Hell of a speech. I don't care by any account. Hell of a speech. I will be playing that more often than not. And if the president doesn't attend the inaugural, I'm 100% with him. If he attends, I'm 100% with him. Doesn't make me any difference. Joe Biden stole the election. He still hasn't made comments on the stealing because he's a thief. He's a crook, and we know it. And we are watching you, Joe. We're watching you, Joe. We're not going to let you sell us out to China, Joe. You can believe that. All I can say is remember JFK, buddy. Hey, just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, JFK made some decisions that the intelligence community didn't like, Russia didn't like. And others didn't like, whether it was Bay of Pigs, whether it was Vietnam. You know, nobody really wants to talk about JFK not going into Vietnam and declaring that we would not enter a civil war, that Vietnam was a civil war. We weren't going to enter. What happened? He dies. 6 months later, we increase troops in Vietnam, and the Gulf of Tonkin happens that never happened. The incident, that was the only time that the United States Navy was ever attacked by North Vietnam, the Gulf of Tonkin War. So you have the Gulf of Tonkin resolution to send troops into South Vietnam to protect them from the invasion of North Vietnam and China. Did you hear me? North Vietnam and China and the Russians. And here we are giving these people our secrets, and people need to go to damn jail. They need to go to jail. The people who gave them our secrets for the F-35 need to go to jail. They weren't all Chinese. These were Americans. These were, our military industrial complex people. They need to go to jail. But they create this competition, and what are you going to do? Well, we have to address that threat. We have to build more F-35s than they do. Bullshit. I'm tired of it. So we're going to fund their F-35s. We're going to fund their buildup of the Chinese Navy. Joe Biden is a despicable, dishonest, traitorous person. I'll tell him that to his face. Barack Obama needs to be slapped like the little girl he is, little sissy guy. Okay, let me go out to my chat room here at the YouTube. It says, "Hey guys," Robert says, Robert Watches says, "Did you hear President Trump won't be attending?" Of course. And he says, I said why he would want to hang out in Biden's basement. Oh, that is too funny. But true. It's true. He may be holding the inaugural in the basement. Who knows? He ran a damn campaign from one. Then Webcam CEO says, "I'm doing good, just making money. It's wrong how they are doing our president." No question. Jerry B says Trump was delighted that his supporters stormed the Capitol after his speech on Wednesday, per his White House staff. Ooh. Okay, speaking of White House staff, I'm going to play a little clip that Kathleen McNary came on and said. Then a Webcam CEO says Joe Biden is a one-term president. He may not make it. I think he's going to die in office. I hope he gets impeached quick, but I'm not voting again. My vote didn't count. Nah, that's not true, young blood. Votes always count. We have to count. We have to do it regardless. Our votes don't count here in Chicago, but they can send a message that there are people who don't support. And I'm telling you, man, I see people all the time, and they say we did not vote for Biden. And these are black people, Hispanic people, white people. I'm just not finding any people who are jumping up and down about Biden. Oh, by the way, you Biden people, now you're going to feel the effects of what Trump supporters felt. We couldn't wear MAGA hats. Like I couldn't wear a MAGA hat. I knew if I wore a MAGA hat that I would probably have a confrontation, and that would lead to something that I really didn't want to deal with. So, Biden, Harris supporters are going to be attacked. Just like we were. You put a Biden-Harris sticker on your car might get keyed. Just like if you had a Trump sticker on your car or a Bush sticker on your car, your car was keyed. That's how you guys play. That's how we're starting to play. So this is not a tit for tat thing. People, this is an all-out civil war. Okay, go back to the chat room. You guys say, no blacks I know voted for Joe or Camilla. That's from Hero Fix TV. Exactly. Hero Fix TV is black. Hey, guys. How did this guy get elected? Did he think that he could define who we are? Or if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. I will punch his ass in the nose. It's a disgrace that this white man thinks that he can talk to us that way and get away with it. And these Negroes just skinning and grinning. Who's the uncle? Who's the step and fetch it? They are step and fetch it, coon ass Negroes. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. And I meant it. And I mean it. That's who they are. Step and fetch it. Look him up. Step and fetch it was an interesting guy, though. He walked around talking about, yeah, me, I just don't know what I'm. The dude was making $125,000 a week in the 30s. You know how much money that was? People couldn't eat. People were losing their houses. Step and fetch it was making $125,000 a week. That's when $125,000 was $125,000. Bill Bojangles, he's making $150,000 a week. Tap dancing. Taught Shirley Temple how to tap dance. And when you see Shirley doing her on the Good Ship Lollipop, she's doing how to and she's with Bill Bojangles Robinson. And I love that scene. I've always loved that scene. I love that scene today, regardless what people say about it. Okay? So look, what we're going to do is we're going to play some comments here. Anonymous is calling in. Who's Anonymous? Hello, Anonymous. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Who's this?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Who's this?
This is Mike. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. What's up?
I'm Mike. My name's Mike.
Yeah, what's up, Mike?
I'm very concerned for the country.
Uh-huh.
I think I know I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of nervous. I can't sleep at night anymore.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I'm going to wake up January 20th and we're all, we're not going to be allowed to say what we want to say anymore.
Well, this is what I advise you to do. Mike. I advise you to say what you want to say. I advise you to stand up and act like an American and support me, because that's what I'm going to do. And if you don't do what
I should do?
If you don't do what I'm
doing,
no, let me finish. Let me finish.
I should run for the school
if you don't,
board.
If you don't, let me finish. If you don't do what I'm doing, then they win. Stand up for your rights. Don't change. Don't become PC. There's no such thing as politically correct. That we have something called the First Amendment. We don't live in China. We don't live in Russia. We don't live in the UK. We're Americans. We have something called the First Amendment.
It's gonna be China, though. It's gonna be China.
But listen. I'm not gonna entertain that. I'm not gonna say that, and I don't think you really believe that. So let's get serious here. I have a serious show. I'm very serious about what I do. And you don't believe this is going to be China, but we have to hold our elected representatives accountable. What state you live in?
Connecticut.
Okay. Well, you live in a blue state, like I live in a blue state. It's solid blue. But what you have to do, and I do this all the time, is I call my elected representatives, which is Dick Durbin, Dirty Dick Durbin, D cubed, and Tammy Duckworth, who's a ducky. I mean, the girl is dumb as dirt, and she thinks because she lost 2 legs because she couldn't fly a helicopter that somehow that makes her a hero. No, she screwed up. So, long story short, call them, tell them how you feel. We need to let them know that they can't get away with telling us what to do. That we need to let them know, Mike, that they work for us, bruh. They work for us.
They do work for us. You see, the thing is, the Capitol on when was that? When did it? Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
I think it sent a strong message to the people there.
It did.
To the congressmen.
Did you see them running like little girls, crawling and running like they were in combat?
Yeah, they were crawling. They were cowering under the desk.
They were.
When the people that they work for show up, they hide.
Yeah, they were crawling on all fours like they were trying to get away from machine gun fire. I'm like, give me a break, you cowards.
These are the same people that send your kids to war.
Yeah, they are. So look, man, thank you for calling in. You have any more comments? It's Freedom Friday. Hello?
Honestly, I'm a bit worried about the vaccine too, with like a tracking card,
Yeah, no question. They call it that neuro I forget what they call it, but they put it in your bloodstream and they can track you anywhere and everywhere. Track what you eat, how you sleep, the whole 9 yards. Well, Mike, look, thanks for calling. First time caller. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. Hey, check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And we're live. We're broadcasting live out there, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Check us out, okay?
Oh, absolutely, I will. I hope to call back soon.
Please do. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Okay. So let's go to. I want to use. Let's see here. Oh God. This is what Anderson Cooper had to say about us. Listen to this. This guy really thinks that he's putting us down. You know, he's a Vanderbilt.
It's stunning, and they're going to go back, to the Olive Garden and to the Holiday Inn that they're staying at and the Garden Marriott, and they're going to have some drinks, and they're going to talk about the great day that they had in Washington, and they really did something and stand up for something, and they stood up for nothing other than mayhem.
Wow. He thinks that saying that we're going to Olive Garden and, the Marriott does a pretty nice job with
it's stunning, and they're going to go back, to the Olive Garden and to the Holiday Inn that they're staying at and the Garden Marriott.
The Garden Marriott and the Holiday. What's wrong with the Holiday Inn? Holiday Inns are beautiful. Holiday Inns are nice. They've been around forever. They've been around since I was a little boy, but they're great. We couldn't stay in them when I was a little boy, when you were on the road. The Holiday Inns were generally along the highway, this new highway that was going in across the country. And the big thing was you could go from one end of America to the other end without running into a stoplight. I loved it, man. We take all this for granted today, but America was totally different back in the 50s, 60s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So, Anderson Cooper denounces us because we go to I love going to Olive Garden, especially when they have that unlimited pasta night. See, we don't have those things in the city because the real estate is too expensive. The leases are too expensive to have a restaurant like Olive Garden in the city. Even though we have a TGIF in some of those places, but we don't have an Olive Garden here. I love Olive Garden, man, but you have to go out to the burbs to get one, to enjoy, partake. But Anderson Cooper says, they think they did something. Yeah, we did. We sent you a message, Anderson. We sent those liberals a message. We sent you and your partner a message, Anderson, that we will not tolerate you two men tongue kissing in public. You tongue kiss, do whatever the hell you want in your own home, but we will not tolerate you doing that in front of our children. We will not tolerate men walking into women's bathrooms because they're sick. They have a mental disorder. We will not tolerate it. We will not tolerate you teaching our children that 2 + 2 is 5. We will not tolerate it. Those are the things we need to talk about. Those are the things we need to get serious about day in and day out as Americans. Hey, I love that Mike called in. You guys need to call in. You need to have your friends call in, have your friends watch my YouTube, because we are blowing up. We're getting ready to, like I said, launch a new TV show here shortly. Now, morons of morons. Here's a guy who I've claimed that Texas Southern should reclaim their law degree from this moron. His name is Congressman Al Green. Now, if you think he's bad, Maxine Waters is worse. But this guy, he's supposed to be an attorney. Maxine Waters was a teacher. Listen to Al Green, Congressman Al Green.
Members of the press, especially those who are tuning in, and we are blessed to have a pool camera here today, such that all members of the press can receive this message. Our country is in turmoil. Evidence of it was seen on...
Where was this asshole when Trump was inaugurated? He didn't get on TV and say this country's in turmoil. He was one of the people citing him. We're going to impeach 45. Impeaching for what? He hadn't done anything. And then the asshole goes on, and I'm calling him an asshole. Yeah, he's a congressman. Who cares about his damn title? He is what he is. He is a dumb, ignorant, black a-hole. And you can go back and tell him. Tell him to watch the video. Tell him to put the video up. Here's a man who has a congressional district that's a damn war zone. When Donald Trump said, "I want to come in and clean up your war zone. I want to clean up your district," people shouldn't have to live with rats and drugs and gangs and duck bullets because of their zip code. And this moron says, "Well, we can't put black men in jail." You effing moron. We can't put black men in jail. If they're criminals, why not? You don't see black folks talking that nonsense. Only dumbass black politicians who listen to white liberals who certainly don't live in those neighborhoods and don't want to live next to you. And if you think for one iota that white liberals want anything to do with black people, let's just take a little sliver and look at New York City. And I'm only going to stay on this for about a minute or two. But in New York City last year, in this summer, and at the beginning of last year, the New York City schools were going to integrate or try to bring children from lower income communities into the Upper East Side. You know, these are people with money, you know, upper class people, you know, $400,000, $500,000 $1 million a year kind of folks. They didn't want these poor black kids and brown kids going to school with their kids. And I don't blame them. But don't tell me that you're a liberal. Don't tell me that you care about these people. You don't. I say make their schools, make their environments just like yours. They may not have all the social trappings. They may not have all the restaurants and whatnot, the kind of restaurants that you have, but they certainly would have a social environment predicated on income. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people make a lot of money. Some people make a little. I can tell you, when I grew up, we had everything we needed. Now, the people who lived in Bloomfield Hills, they had everything they may have had more, they thought, but I didn't need more. My family didn't need. I was perfectly content growing up. Never was jealous of folks who lived in Bloomfield Hill or Birmingham, and never really aspired to be one, even though I am one. But Al Green talking about impeach, and we're in turmoil. Listen to this moron.
January 6th. At the Capitol. Our country's in turmoil. Evidence of it is being seen as we try to traverse the country, the airways. Our country is in a state of crisis, and this state of crisis has to be addressed. We cannot allow the instigator of the turmoil and the person who has engendered the crisis to go unaccountable. I'm very pleased that members of Congress are now talking about impeachment. This is something that I have been talking about for years because...
That's because you're stupid. That's why. Because you're stupid and you're ignorant. And you a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. There was no reason to impeach Donald Trump. You haven't talked about impeach Joe Biden. You haven't talked about impeaching, you haven't talked about indicting Hunter Biden, you asshole. When you start doing that, Al Green, I'll have some respect for your black ass. Until then, go somewhere and set your dumb behind down. Please. Listen to, I'm going to play a little bit more. I cannot take much more of this, but I'm going to play a little bit more of this.
It was very evident to me and others, I might add.
And
I'll be so bold as to say one other person's name, the Honorable Maxine Waters.
Honorable?
It was very evident to
There's nothing honorable about Maxine Waters. She married a younger man. This guy was a used car salesman. She, dusted him off, dressed him up. He got an ambassadorship to one of the Caribbean islands. He's no more an ambassador than my damn dog. Brother, you can't make this stuff up. Here we go.
For years that this was an unfit president. And pursuant to our belief, and my belief more specifically, that he was an unfit president, I brought articles of impeachment before the House of Representatives on 3 separate occasions, 3 separate years. These articles of impeachment dealt with the president's hate.
President ain't hated nobody. He's a lying asshole. And I only speak like this because we're first of all, we're on the internet. We're on YouTube. The man is lying. Donald Trump has never been about hate. I met Donald Trump back in the 70s with a friend of mine. She introduced me to Donald Trump in the 70s. He's always been one hell of a nice guy. And hate, racism, we all have some bigotry in us, some racism in us. I mean, we live in a race conscious society, and anyone who thinks that it's not, they're lying. When I see white people, I'm not on edge, but I'm on point. I pay attention. I know that I could be attacked. I know that I could be lied on. I had a woman, I remember walking into a bank in San Diego, and a man coming out from behind his desk screaming at me to leave the bank. Get out of here. Get out of here. I came in to open an account. I'm a naval officer. I was so pissed. Now, we're not talking about the 50s or 60s. We're talking about 1977. Hey, don't tell me about racism. Don't tell me that we're not race conscious. That's BS. We are all race conscious. The question is, do you discriminate? I try not to discriminate. I try not to discriminate against people who are white or black or yellow, green. It doesn't make any difference. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. Not important to me. I shouldn't know what your sexual orientation is anyway, if you're acting like a decent human being and individual in our society. If you're acting like a queer, fine. I'm going to treat you like a queer. I don't want nothing to do with you. That's my right. That's who I am. I don't want anything to do with a drug dealer. I don't want anything to do with a drunk. Why is it any different with a homosexual? It's not. Those are choices that you make, and you better stick to them. When I was growing up, you did not associate with bad people, and I still don't. And those are things I'm going to live by my whole life. I'm not going to allow any white liberal or black miscreant to try to change my attitude about how I was raised and what I believe. Because my Bible is very clear about these moral issues. And I love my brothers. I love my fellow brothers, black, white, green, black and yellow, red and white. We are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. I remember that song, man. Just like the Star of Spangled, there are songs that when I sing that, I get chill bumps because it makes me think of camp. And all the kids, we were in an integrated camp, black kids, white kids. There were no Hispanic kids, just black kids and white. Hey, we were good together. We're still good together. I'm still friends with a lot of people I went to school with in the 5th grade, 6th grade. Still friends with these people. Here we are, 70 years old. Love getting together with these people. They're wonderful human beings. Wonderful. And I love them. Okay. Let me segue out to YouTube. Someone said, let's see here, tolerate. Okay. Here we go. Oh, boy. Here we go. Webcam. Camilla here. Let's see. No blacks could vote for Joe. Camilla. Okay, webcam CEO says Kamala Harris is a feminist. The laws are going to be more strict for minorities. I try to tell my parents Trump was our best president. They didn't listen. They were confrontational. Well, that's too bad because you're right on, Terry. Trump has been the best president we've ever had. And your parents, if you want to point out, tell your parents that, was Obama a good president? And they're going to say this: I was disappointed in Barack Obama. Well, you supported him, and your parents raised big money for him. Okay, Andrew McLaren says, hit the button. He wanted me to dump my caller. Andrew says, I've been suspended from Facebook twice this week because he's an out-of-touch elitist. That's the congressman I was playing. He's out-of-touch elitist. Goes on to say, let's not tolerate daytime commercials of gay men kissing on TV. I don't look at that crap. The Wire made after his ward. Yeah, that was Cummings. The Wire was made after Ward's, after Cummings' district, congressional district. That was from Hero Fix TV. Andrew McLaren says, I remember cars were set on fire the day Trump won. Much of that footage has been scrubbed from the internet. Oh, no question. Andrew McLaren says the parents were locked up for trying to enroll their children into better schools outside the district. No question. Sheila got her groove back. Talking about, I think he's talking about Maxine. Maxine Waters, congressional district is a war zone. You know, I've said that time and time again. And then Webcam CEO says, I'm protesting to free Ron Jeremy. I'm putting together a movement. My mom spent $42,000 on an Obama dinner, shaking my head. I remember that. I wasn't invited. You know, I can't stand Obama. Andrew Cooper is out of touch elitist, no question. A Vanderbilt. And he says they're going back to their Olive Gardens and to their Holiday Inns and to their Marriott Garden Inns. You know, hey, yeah, we are. We're proud of it, and we're good at it. Okay. Al Green. That was enough of Al Green. Now I want to shed a little light on this rhino because, you know, I can't stand Karl Rove. You know, I think he's a racist. He's despicable. He is not a good person. He loses races all the time, and they call him the architect. The architect of
what? Too little,
what?
too late. He said that he'd exhausted every appeal to overturn the election after a week.
Too little, too late is what he calls the president's apology yesterday. What he calls the president's call to settle down, to band together. Too little, too late. I don't even want to go through the middle stuff that he talked about. So I'm going to skip to the end.
Yesterday, all he could do was muster a tweet and a video in which he called them special people and said, I love you. No, Martha, too little, too late. This will be a stain on Donald Trump's, despite all the good things.
It will not be a stain on anything, Karl Rove. The stain is on you, Karl. The pox is on you and Fox. Because I, Charles Butler, like other patriots, will not be watching Fox. No, I will not watch Fox. In fact, one of the last morning shows that I looked at on Fox was Stuart Varney. Now Stuart Varney is gone. He said some things about the president yesterday that are totally unretractable for me as a American. Stuart, take your ass back to the UK. You don't know anything about America. You're not an American. Go back to the UK, dude. How in the hell did you get on TV anyway? Here we go. Somebody's comment just got held for review. Let's see, what does it say? Obama, free cell phones, and slavery in Libya. Yeah. See, they don't want you to say anything about Obama. YouTube just put this in hide. In fact, given my ranting and my rhetoric, YouTube may ban me. They banned my boy Jerry Corsi. He's up on a couple of other platforms now, but YouTube was banning him. Facebook has banned me before, so hey, you guys aren't by yourself. Let's see here. Let's see. Webcam CEO, me either. I regret shaking the clown's hand. Biden will be worse. I want to escape to. You don't want to go to Africa, bro. Somebody said they wanted to escape to Africa. You don't want to escape to Africa because everybody trying to get up out of there. People are jumping in little wading pools trying to paddle across shark-infested waters to get out of Africa. That's how bad it is. So that's not where you want to go. The romanticist and sizing is over. When you get down there and you have to deal with mosquitoes that are big as hummingbirds. Laura Ingram, bless her heart. She's just hanging on. Oh, Laura. And, you know, I am very hard on women, right? Because they're into this touchy-feely. I don't feel, Trump makes me feel so insecure. I can't take how he talks. Yeah, but he stopped China. He stopped Kim Jong-un from shooting missiles over Honolulu, you moron. But I don't like the way he makes me feel. He makes me feel, he hurts I just don't his voice, I just can't. Shut up, silly rabbit. Laura Ingram, let me play Laura and what Laura has to say. You know, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. Laura's like, well, let's invite Joe Biden to the White House. And if he comes, fine. If he doesn't, fine. Listen, I'm going to let Laura tell you. Here she goes. Come on, Laura.
President Trump's message of unity tonight was pitch perfect, though I wish it had come yesterday, of course. Faith in our electoral system now needs to be restored, and calm must prevail. Now it's time to take the next steps. Besides praying and loving each other more, invite Joe Biden to the White House and attend the inauguration. If Biden declines to meet with President Trump, well, that's fine. That's his decision. But make the offer. Following tradition and protocol is always the right thing to do. The country will be better off because of it.
Now,
President Trump's message of unity.
Who wrote this for Laura? Who do you think wrote the country will be? Who said the country would be better off if Trump embraces this coward? If Trump embraces this sellout? Who said the country? We need to keep the pressure on. Joe Biden has sold out to China. His son, Hunter Biden, has sold out to China. Is bought and paid for by China. We need to keep the pressure on. No, we're not going to sit back and say, oh, everything's just hunky-dory. Everything's fine. We need to get along. We need to go along together. They sold this damn country out between Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, McConnell, Schumer, Pelosi. They sold us out. Trump outed their behinds. That's why they want Trump out. But and see, this is the other thing. This is something that's coming up, and I really haven't gotten all the details on this. But supposedly, if they impeach Trump again and they can push it through, which they don't have time to do, it's not going to happen, or the 25th, invoke the 25th Amendment. And I forget which one it is, because there's some jostling back and forth as to which concept this applies to, the 25th Amendment, removing the president, or impeachment. He won't be able to hold public office again. So it must be the implementation of the 25th Amendment. But I don't know. I'll find that out. I'll have the answer by Monday. So that's why they're so adamant about trying to destroy Trump on the way out. You know, it's just like we don't want him to come back, because they know 2024 he'll be back with a vengeance, because we're going to lay siege to Washington's ass. Yes, we're going to lay siege to you. Legally, of course. We're not going to pick up guns. We're not going to run up and shoot people. We're not going to beat people like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. No, we're not going to beat old people crossing the street in a walker like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. No, we're not going to harass people in restaurants who are having a meal with their family. Man, see, they just haven't run into the right people. If they ran into me, I'm telling you, I'd punch them out, dude. I have no patience for these little liberal, crazy people. I don't have any patience. And you know what I tell them? I tell them all, leave me alone. Like the time that Black Lives Matter, some people from Black Lives Matter surrounded my car, and they were trying to get my attention. And I was sitting there in my sunglasses, and I'm cool. I had these wraparound sunglasses, you know. I'm sitting there as the sun's shining. I'm smoking a cigar, and I just kept smoking my cigar. Now, if they start denting my car seriously or busting my windows out, then I would have had that claim that the police use when they shoot unarmed black people. I felt my life was in danger. Oh my God, they were knocking my windows out. I just thought they were going to pull me out and lynch me and hung me from a tree. I just had visions. Yeah, you know, right. That's what the cops do. Oh, I just, you know, the guy, he had a toothpick. He had a table knife, and I just shot his ass because I just knew he was going to cut me to ribbons. Okay. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Colin Powell, and I must say, Colin, I'm not a Colin Powell fan. I lost all respect for Colin Powell long before he became Secretary of State under Bush. But those were kind of some of the ceiling, some of his antics were kind of like some of the ceiling. I don't know what you'd call it, antics or whatever. You know, I just couldn't take this guy. So anyway, he's on TV and he's talking to some. You see, when I was recording the video, they didn't even list who the host was. I guess we were supposed to know her. Some nobody chick. I had no idea who she is, and I looked, and I looked hard. And I could not find out who she was. Wow. So, I'm going to play a little Colin before we go. Wow, we only have 4 minutes. Time goes fast when we're having fun, doesn't it? I need to get 2 hours.
I think they will, unfold, and 12 days from now he'll be out normally. But those who are suggesting impeachment.
Well, you had this CNN person who's trying. Well, do you think we need to run him out of office before he does something with the nuclear arsenal? And we need to tell the people in the military not to take any orders from him. And who are these people? Where do they find these ignorant people? He's the commander in chief. Hello. Joe Biden can't do anything. He's not the commander-in-chief. He can't walk in the White House. He doesn't have access to the codes. If Russia would have launched a strike or China was to launch a strike against us right now, Donald Trump is the guy to deal with it. Guess what? Joe Biden, and there is no office of president-elect. That's bullshit. So his whole thing is built on falsehoods from the get-go. Colin, let's deal with Colin.
Or the Article 25th Amendment, that's time consuming. I wish he would just do what Nixon did and that's step down. Somebody ought to go up there and tell him it's over. Plane's waiting for you, you're out. That way he would not only step down, he would in addition sort of cut the guts out from underneath this group of people who he has working for him.
See, this is the thing that pisses me off. Colin Powell knows good and goddamn well that those were not Trump supporters. He cut the guts out of the people working for him. He didn't want to cut the guts out for the people working for him. The people working for him are doing what's legitimate and legal. Colin Powell is a coward. Colin Powell is truly an affirmative action appointment. Look at his record, how he got appointed to being a general. Affirmative action play, totally. One of the last by a guy who destroyed affirmative action for working class blacks, but in Jimmy Carter. But it's truly, Colin Powell's an affirmative action general. And black generals generally detest his black ass. So, I tell you. So here we are. 2 days after the certification of the election. And Joe Biden still hasn't addressed the fraud. How do you get, in Pennsylvania? I would love to see what the turnout is in Pennsylvania. I would love to see what that turnout is, because it has to be something astronomical. Hey, look, we're coming up on the end of the hour with Red State, and let's see here. Be good to see if Red State is doing my show. If my show is up and running. Let's see here. I'm going to try to catch him before we go off so I can tell Scott what's going on. Come on, Red State. Jesus Christ. I put in here Red State and it won't come up. I'm trying to get it. Da, 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 da. Come on. 15 seconds. 15, 20. Okay. Am I still there? Come on. Come on. Nope. 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 Bill Martinez. Okay. We'll get it done. Okay. So we're off Red State and we're back here with YouTube Live. Let's see. Presidential. We're out here. I'm in the chat room. It said, if I hear the words, he's not presidential one more time, I'm going to vomit. Well, I hope you're near someplace where you don't have to clean it up. And then another tweet is, please don't take the vaccine. I told my mom not to take it. She's very insistent on taking it anyway. I told her that's the mark of the beast. I know a lot of people have had bad reactions to it. That's for sure. And I was over at UFC Christmas Eve, and I was talking to some hospital personnel who'd had knew of bad reactions to the vaccine. One of the things that I wanted to look at real quick is they talk about how Trump has diminished these attacks diminish the U.S. in the world. Well, let me just say this about the rest of the world, so we can be perfectly clear. We, the United States taxpayer, fund you a-holes. We take care of you. We come, we bail you out. So whether it's the UK, we bail you out. You know, you send, so we go to Desert Storm, you send 1,000 people over, we send 250,000 over. Okay, so we don't care what you think. France, you sent 800 troops into Iraq. We had 800,000 troops in Iraq. You know, and so we're supposed to really care what you think. Now, Barack Obama would do so. He said, well, we're not exceptional. We're just, we will lead from the back. Tell us what you want us to do. He's such a twit. He's the worst president we ever had. So that's why I always say Jimmy Carter, bless his heart, can lay down and transition because he no longer has to prove he was the worst president we ever had. Now, these folks really think that somehow we really care what the hell they think. And I can tell you, we don't. Pelosi says she spoke to top military leaders about curbing Trump's powers to launch a military. Nobody cares what Pelosi thinks. She's not the commander-in-chief. You know, who cares what she thinks? Nobody. She's a nobody. The effort to impeach President Trump again gathers pace after an attempted coup at the White House. So he didn't lead it. If they think they had a coup then, I would hate to think what would happen if they tried to remove the president. Trump says he won't be going to Biden's swearing in. I'm so proud of him that he's not going. Yep. Get out in time. Now, what I didn't talk about was the resignation of Elizabeth Chow and Betsy DeVos, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Education, because they just couldn't take it. I couldn't take the violence. That's why you can't be president. That's why you don't belong in a public role. What did I say about these women? Keep them pregnant, barefoot, at home. Take away the right to vote. Take away the car keys. I'm just kidding, of course. But I'm just kidding, of course. But again, symptomatic of symptomatic of what we're talking about in terms of the lack of culture, the lack of understanding what needs to be done, the lack of standing your ground and not backing up. See, women injected this whole thing about don't fight back. If you fight back, we're going to kick you out of school too if you defend yourself. You have to be like Martin Luther King. And who the hell want to be like Martin Luther King? I don't. I don't have any respect for a guy who gets his ass kicked, turns the other cheek. He didn't have any respect for that himself. Let some homosexual trick him into somehow accepting the Gandhi mode. Gandhi was a damn British subject, not an American. He didn't have a constitution. British subject. Anyway, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, Powell, they said Trump supporters on Powell and 4chan cry betrayal as he rebukes Capitol violence. Well, I mean, he should rebuke the Capitol violence. There shouldn't be any, and it should not have been Capitol violence. There's no reason for it. 5 people have died so far, and I wanted to say my condolences to them. Should have said that first at the beginning of the show last week. Amazing. Now, Senator Hawley, his publisher, canceled his book in the wake of the Capitol. Who cares? There are other publishers who will take the book, and we'll do just fine because I'll be one of the first one to get one. In fact, I'm going to call Hawley's office and tell him, give it to me. Ended up horrified. Black organizers had barely celebrated victory when the mob attacked the Capitol. Oh, shut up. Nobody care about no damn black organizers. Organized for who? All they do is make things bad for black people out here trying to make a living. Go get a damn job. Go try to make some money and shut the hell up. Man, I tell you, it's amazing. Hey, but look, we're going to shut down things here and get ready for the weekend. Let's see here. Go over here one more time. I would not spend one penny on Obama's campaign or Biden's fundraiser. Never out of my pocket. Anyway, hey guys, like I said, we're going to ease out of here. It's about that time. It's Friday. So I'll be broadcasting over the weekend, here and there, doing snippets. So check us out. The Reality Check with Charles Butler. Hey, don't forget to hit that little like down there and subscribe, okay? Boom, boom. Okay, we're out of here. We're going to say goodbye. Have a great weekend, guys and girls. We're gone. Thank you. Take care. Ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, ba-doop. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Mhm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm.